Yeah, it's a kitty kitty. Oh, and the camera. Hi. Hi. Good morning and happy Monday. It is the second week of June. Right? Yeah, June started on a Monday. It's the second week of June. We are doing a reading vlog this week. I am still reading for the Make Your Myth Taker Readathon. Some cutie pie is watching me. And I did not finish the book at the end of my vlog for last week, at the end of Sunday, which is this Honor Among Thieves by Rachel Kane and Anne Aguirre. I read quite a bit last night. I think I was starting on page like 140 something yesterday morning, and then I got to like 180, 190, something like that before bed. And then while I was in bed reading, I got up to page 337. So I think I have just over 100, 110 pages left in this book. So I'm definitely going to be reading this and finishing it during the day. I usually do read in bed at night. While this one is sleeping, but I think I'm going to try to finish this during the day so I can pick up another book to start tonight. I also just want to remind everybody that the Black Lives Matter stuff is still going on. I've been seeing it a little less and less on my timeline, but for every video, I think every video at least through June, I'm going to be leaving all the links to the petitions and the places you can donate down below. Petitions are like basically the least you can do if you are not a black person to help support if you're not going to be going out and protesting or doing anything like that. So definitely do that. I have been, and I think the last 5, 6 petitions I've done, change.org has asked me if I was a robot every single time. So, hi. Yeah. Apparently he's shy. Okay, so currently I was watching some booktube stuff, but I think the Wi-Fi is being a little wonky. It's currently just doing like the loading thing on the PlayStation. I am behind on watching booktube stuff because for almost 5 whole days, I think, at the beginning of last week, middle of last week sometime, the PlayStation app, or not the PlayStation app, the YouTube app on the PlayStation wasn't letting me log into my account. So Presley down here likes to like steal my phone, sometimes the controller, but usually my phone, and so I find it easier to watch on the PlayStation with the controller because he doesn't always want that, and I can just sort of pick what I want to watch. Currently, if I do want to comment on something, I have to use my phone because I can't do it on the TV, but I just find that the easiest way to do it. Because I wasn't able to do that, and I just, you know, found it harder to do on my phone or on the computer or however it was, I started putting things in my watch later list, and it just keeps growing. So I definitely need to try and do more of that, but I'm also like really wanting to read. Like, I'm enjoying this book quite a bit. I don't think I'm enjoying it as a full 5 stars. Like right now I think it's probably like a 4, but I do like the sci-fi with actual like alien races. Like their spaceship is a Leviathan, so it's like a living creature, but it's also their ship. It's interesting. But yeah, so it's not like a full 5 stars because I do feel like it's took a little while to get started, and I do want to know where it goes. Like I said, I have like 100 pages left. I'm gonna stop rambling, and since the Wi-Fi stuff is still not fully up, I think I'm going to try to read some. That's Mommy's book, baby. That's Mommy's book. I have a package, and he wants to help open it. Oh, I love you too. Yes. Yeah. Oh, you dropped your passy, dude. Yeah. We have Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. I also pre-ordered the sequel, which I think is something Danny Brown. But I'm very, very excited for this. This is an adult romance. Yay! Yay! So, it is like 6:15. Hi! Hi. Danny might have to hold you. I have not read anything yet because even though I said I was going to, I didn't. I ended up watching all 2 hours and 15 minutes basically of the like town hall, I think is what they were calling it, on Ashley the Bookish Realms channel. So I'm going to read. My phone is also currently charging upstairs because it's basically dead because I was trying to follow along with the video as well as like live comments on there, but I had to stop that pretty early. So I did watch the actual town hall thingy on the TV, which I think it's also still going to be linked on Ashley's channel. So I'm going to leave that link down below in the description so you guys can watch that because I found it very eye-opening about everything that was happening, especially because being a white person, we need to sort of educate ourselves on everything that's going on. And I know some small racial things and some big racial things had happened on BookTube previously that I personally did not know about because I wasn't watching BookTube back then, or I started BookTube like 2.5 years ago and I wasn't watching a ton of different booktubers, but I got a package, so I did want to at least open this up. And this is a package from Out of Character Quilts, which I actually follow on Instagram. They do like baby quilts basically, and this, they did a giveaway and apparently I won. So this is the business card here, and they live in Arizona as well. I think they said that they're closer to like Scottsdale, North Valley, and then I live in Phoenix. But this is a Little Prince book, obviously, inspired quilt, and it is super, super cute. I'm going to show you guys, and this is basically going to be Presley's blanket, but so it's like an ABC quilt. It's not super huge, which is perfect for the littles, but so here we go, we can see that. And then it is like a gold satiny feel on the back, and the front is just a very, very soft, like not fleecy, but like very, very soft, fuzzy fabric. And so this is super, super gorgeous. Like I said, not super big, but it's gonna be perfect for Presley. So I was very excited about that. I will leave this company linked down below. They are like an indie company that basically does quilts, although I think they've done some other stuff as well. Okay, so now, like I said, it's like 6:20-ish, going on 6:20 now. And I do want to try and finish my book before I go to sleep tonight, I guess. I was really hoping to start another one, but since the thing I was watching took like 2 hours, 15 minutes, that's probably the time I would have used to read. And I'm not complaining whatsoever. I really, really enjoyed it. Also, I was only subscribed to Ashley from the Bookish Realm before the video, before the town hall thing, and I'm going to be looking up the rest of the ladies that were in the video talking about stuff because they all had very nice personalities, which is what I personally like to look for. I like to find somebody that I feel like I could you know, talk to and, you know, maybe even be friends with in real life when I'm looking for people on BookTube. So I'm gonna be looking up their videos and possibly subscribing to basically everybody that was there, because they were all just like super cool, and like the way that they were talking about everything, like they felt very relatable, and that's what I look for. Okay, I'm going to turn this off, and I will probably see you guys tomorrow. Hi. And we're back. We just had dinner, and he got a little bit frustrated that I had to go to the bathroom. But I did want to mention slightly that I did end up getting a book outlet box. And I will talk about this on my channel as well for my book haul of the end of the month, because I am not doing a dedicated unboxing for this box. I actually purchased it the last week of May, and how many days ago was it? 3 or 4 days ago maybe. Book Outlet said some stuff on Twitter that was a little bit racist, and they did not handle their apology or anything like that very, very well. And so there are a ton of us now that are planning on not buying from Book Outlet. I used to love them because of, you know, cheap books, and it always helps with money. I'm going to be linking Naya's video down below. She used to work with them, and she was basically the only black booktuber that did. I really don't know what it would take for anybody to go back and purchase Book Outlet books. Maybe if they can actually prove with their actions that they're trying to do better, but me being a white person doesn't really get to accept an apology from them or anything like that. So I will not be purchasing anything from Book Outlet until other black booktubers are able to see that they are doing better, and we as a collective community decide that that might be something we want to do again, because as of right now, no. My box had already been shipped out when all this stuff went down, so that's why I'm still going to keep the books. I didn't just cancel my order. I also have some books in here from black authors that I was very excited to get to. I'm not going to do an unboxing right now. I just wanted to let you guys know I do have that. But I am going to take them out of the box, and then you guys will probably see them in my book haul, because I have a few books going already on this cart. It's the middle shelf. The bottom shelf is stuff I'm going to get rid of eventually. But yes, I will be doing quite a big book haul at the end of the month, so stay tuned for that. Good morning and happy Tuesday. I did actually finish this book last night. Yay me. I think I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 stars. There was some stuff that I really enjoyed about this book, like the fact that we had another alien race in here. So like we had the Leviathans, not just humans. Like I really do prefer sci-fi that happens with other species, other races, because I just feel like that's something that probably would happen. Like, I don't know, it just makes it feel extra. It was a little bit slow at parts, and even in like the second half when we did have a little bit more action kind of stuff, I wasn't fully connected to the characters, and I don't know if it's because of the way that the Leviathans sort of have to be like the big ship, and it's completely different than like connecting to human characters. Although I did really enjoy Zara, who is like our main character, and then we did have Beatrice, who was the second person on the ship. And the ending was definitely like crazy and actiony, and I'm very curious for the second book, which is on my TBR for this month later in the month. So I'm very excited to start that one. One thing I did mention, I believe in my TBR video and last week's vlog, I'm pretty sure, is I thought this book or this series I guess I should say, was LGBTQ, and there is nothing to show that in this book at all. However, I did double check on Goodreads, and the second book, at least in this series, I didn't go on the third book's page, does have it listed as LGBTQ, like people shelve it that way as well, so I'm just feeling like we just haven't gotten there in this book yet, but I'm very excited for that one. And then the next book I'm going to be reading is going to be Geekerella by Ashley Poston. This is for the Oracle path again, for the prompt of a book about books. I had to look that up before I made my TBR to make sure that I had anything that actually fit that, and apparently this one does. I mean, this is a like modern geeky retelling of Cinderella, if you couldn't tell by the title, about our main character who, like, I guess wants to go to like a Comic-Con, or yes, there's a cosplay contest for the Starfield movie, and the prize would be an invitation to the Excelsicon cosplay ball with a meet and greet for like the Prince character. So I'm very excited about this one. I've been meaning to read it for a while, and I've heard good things. It is a YA contemporary, which I don't usually prefer contemporaries, so we shall see about this one, but like I said, I've heard many, many good things. That's it for now. I just got up, had my shower and everything, so it's time for breakfast. Presley is currently napping because he woke up at like 5:45 this morning, which is actually much better than he does sometimes. So yeah, I will be having breakfast and talking to you guys later. Yeah. Hi! We just finished eating. We had pizza for dinner. I'm probably not going to see you guys again later, so that's why I wanted to update. I have started Geekerella. I'm only on page 26, 27 right now, because we also went to look at RVs. Everybody is tired of being cooped up in the house. We want to take a vacation, but we don't want to be around a whole bunch of people because of coronavirus. Yes. Yeah. So we went and looked at RVs that we could go on, like sort of like a road trip, but then sleep in the RV and not have to go and like be near a whole bunch of people. So that took up a little bit of the afternoon. There's the baby and Eliza, and there's a Pippin over there, another baby, and then a kitty. That's Pounce a lot. You just love the camera, huh? But yeah, this is probably going to be interesting to edit for me. But yeah, it's like almost 7. He had a sort of late nap today because he had like a half-hour nap earlier today. And then I ended up reading like the same baby book over and over and over and over and over again before we went out and looked at RVs. So we're just gonna sort of hang out in here, let him play around for a little bit longer before we go do bath, bottle, bed. But he's just, yeah, loves the camera. Okay, so it is just after lunch on, I think it's Wednesday, yeah, because I have to edit the video before tomorrow. And I got to page 208 of this last night, and then I was going to be editing, and you know, we were going to be doing stuff. Well, Leon was trying to contact the flight company for his parents so we can see about when they're going to be able to go back to China, and so that took up a lot of the morning. And so while they were doing that, I was watching Presley and reading, and I actually finished this right before lunch. So no update this morning while I was like, I had just gotten to part 3, but now I'm done. So I think I'm gonna give it a 4 stars because it was good, but it wasn't amazing. It's a definite like Cinderella sort of story retelling, a little bit focused around fandom, specifically the Starfield fandom, which is an obviously made-up fandom for this book, but it does have little hints and pieces of other fandoms that are actual true fandoms, which I liked, but it definitely just sort of felt like name dropping a little bit, which I didn't like as much. Also, it is a YA contemporary, and those are hit and miss with me. I liked this one well enough, but I did feel like a lot of it was just a little bit rushed or something. So like basically we have our main character of Elle, who is chatting through text messages with the, what's his face, Darian. He's like the star that's going to be making the new Starfield movie, and it's not only just like a Cinderella sort of thing, but it's also like they're talking to each other and they don't know who each other is. And he started catching feelings for her really quickly. It felt like hers took a little bit longer, but I don't know if it's just it felt a little bit too quick for me, or if I just wasn't connected to the characters enough for it to be okay, because I know I definitely would get a crush pretty darn quickly when I was in high school, but I don't know, it just felt a little bit too quick. But otherwise it was pretty good. It was a little bit cheesy, but I mean, what do you expect from a like YA contemporary? So yeah, I did finish that. That was for my Oracle path. And now I'm going to be reading Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. This is going to be for the highest rated book on my TBR. This is the highest rated book I have on my Goodreads, like TBR shelf of books that I own, that I have that was not a sequel, because I had a couple other things that were higher than it, but they were like second or third books in a series that I hadn't started yet, and I wasn't going to be reading all of them. So this is a prompt for the Monarch path that overlaps with the Goddess path, which is where I'm going to be switching after this. I don't know much about it. It is a YA sci-fi that I've heard nothing but good things about, and I'm very excited for it. I also realized that like this is like my third purple book in a row, so you know, very aesthetically pleasing for this readathon. I think this is also my biggest book, my longest book for this readathon as well. It's just over 500 pages, and I think the closest I came to was The Honor Among Thieves, and that was like 490-ish, so not much difference, but it is the biggest book on my TBR right now. So that'll be the next thing I do. However, I do have to edit my last vlog to go up, and that's going up tomorrow, so that'll be my next major priority, and I will let you guys know when I actually start reading Skyward. So it's about 7:45 in the evening, obviously. We finished dinner. Presley had a slightly later nap today, so we are going to be putting him to bed slightly later, probably getting him started with bath time in about 15-20 minutes. I have not read anything of Skyward yet, even though I do have it right here, because I did have to fully edit my vlog from last week to put it up, even though it's going up tomorrow, which is Thursday, and I normally post vlogs on Monday. I just procrastinated a little bit, but also we got some nice new technology here that we ended up putting together, setting up, I guess I should say, not putting together, this afternoon though. This is my new color printer, because why not? I also have some new like stationery-y type of things, because I think I'm going to start a reading bullet journal. I'll get into it more once I actually get it and like maybe film a video starting it. I've been wanting to do this for a few months now, about 2 to 3, because I am currently using, this is an old, I say old, not this newest year's Owl Crate reading planner from like this last December, but the December before that. It is undated though, so that's why I'm currently using it. I used a different one that I got from a different box last year that was dated as a planner slash reading thing, and this one is exclusively a reading journal planner thing, but it was undated, so I was using that this year. However, it only has a few things, like a TBR, and like it has a calendar, and it has a weekly planner thing in the back, but I don't use that very much because it's in the back of everything. And then it only has 12 spots for books that I've read in the month. And for the last 2 months, and this month is probably going to happen again, I've been reading more than 12 books in a month. And so I've been running out of space and having to put like post-its and stuff in here, and it's getting a little bit annoying. But this is sort of how they have it, and I really do like writing my reviews down, so I'm trying to figure out how I want to do a reading bullet journal. But that is something that I think I'm going to do, and I wanted a printer as part of my stuff for it. So we did end up getting that today. It wasn't supposed to come in till tomorrow, but it's here today. It's slightly bigger than we thought it was going to be. I don't know why. It's also like super heavy. But this is one of the smaller color laser printers. It's only like 180-ish, which is actually not that bad. Okay, I'm gonna stop rambling about all this because I'm probably gonna make a video about it for July. Because I do think I'm gonna start in July, just because I wanted to start it earlier, but I wanted it to be even. I was gonna wait until 2021, but I couldn't do that anymore because I'm reading too much, and I don't have enough room in this planner thing that I'm using now. So yeah, okay, I am still waiting for this to export, and then I have to get it ready to upload, and that's gonna take a while. I'm not gonna talk to you guys again until tomorrow, where I will have hopefully started this book. Hello again. It is currently Thursday, and I think Presley just got put down for a nap by Yaya. It's almost lunchtime. They're actually doing a homemade wontons, so I think we're doing wonton soup, and then sometimes they fry them up too, so we'll see if they're doing that. I took forever editing and getting everything ready yesterday with last week's vlog, and when I say it took forever, it wasn't necessarily me, but it just took a while to get everything together. That vlog ended up being almost 50 minutes long, and then I had to like export it and upload it, and I only read like 20 something pages of Skyward yesterday. Yeah, like 22 pages. So I read like the prologue and chapter 1, and then I went to bed, and then I woke up in the middle of the night because Presley and everything like that, but it's now that time of the month and I have some cramps, so yeah, I haven't read anything yet today. I am still hoping to do some later today, but I'm just not feeling it as much. We'll see. This is a thick book, so those like 22 pages don't look like much. But yeah, I will show you guys what lunch looks like after it's done, because this is one of my absolute favorites. And it's all homemade, except for the wonton wrappers. They have done homemade ones before where the wrapper is homemade as well. But these ones are just store-bought because it's just a little bit easier, but it's amazing. Hi. We just had lunch. It is Friday. And I haven't read anything yet today, but I did read some last night. I'm currently in the middle of Skyward, and I want to say I'm just over 100 pages. Currently on page 118. So I'm on like chapter 14. Where are you going? I'm really enjoying where the story's going so far. Like, it is very easy to read, and I'm very curious to see what else there's going to be in it, because all I really knew about it going into it was it's a sci-fi, and our main character wanted to be a pilot after her dad was disgraced. And we don't even have too much information on the disgrace part either. It sounds like he was branded a coward in some sort of battle. And so she was facing a hard time even getting into the like flight school because of that. And then that's where we're at right now, is just sort of in flight school. I'm about almost a quarter of the way through, and I was really hoping to read more books this week. So I think my priority is going to be that book today, but I might not finish it today because I just turned on the TV because we just finished lunch, and this baby is crazy, wanted something, so I turned on the TV and he was like staring at it, and I'm seeing that it looks like Artemis Fowl might be on Disney Plus now as a movie. So, oh, I gotta update Disney Plus first. Well, fine. But that might be something that happens today as well. I do know that from the last like major trailer they had released for it, I think back when it was still going to actually be in theaters, but with COVID obviously it couldn't really, and they just decided to put it on Disney Plus. It doesn't really look like it's going to follow the actual book of Artemis Fowl, which is sad because it's one of my favorite middle grade series from my childhood, but I'm still really curious. And I have a Disney Plus, you know, subscription, so it's not like I'm paying anything extra for it. So yeah, that might also happen today, which might derail my reading a little bit. You want to watch a movie? Maybe? Maybe, maybe? But yeah, I guess that's my update for right now. Yeah. But I did enjoy like what I'm currently reading. We just haven't like fully taken off yet. Pun intended. Could you actually see it tilt? I have you guys propped up on my new printer, which actually is working as a pretty good tripod for right now. Again, I do this with my hands. Whatever. I've read about 40 more pages of Skyward. Still interested, and it just got to a point where I'm like, So we will definitely see about that. It's been something that has been sort of put on the back burner because I said I was gonna watch Artemis Fowl, and I'm still planning on it. However, Leon has been working from home, but he somehow wants to watch it with me, which is not a bad thing, but he's never read the books. So I guess we'll have sort of an opinion on me, who has read them all and absolutely loved them, and I own 2 copies because I grew up with them. Like the first Artemis Fowl book released when I was 11, so like prime age for that. And then we'll have him, who has never read them and has no idea what he's getting into. But then also before that, because we were waiting for him to be done with work and we're about to go finish making dinner, I think I mentioned that I was gonna start a reading bullet journal because my journal, not good enough. And while I am probably gonna do like a walkthrough of what I did to set it up, eventually I was doing some of this today, like this kind of stuff. Yesterday I was sort of planning out certain pages and spreads with my pencil, and then today the pens I'm using came in, and so I was able to get a little bit more of that done. It takes so long, which I'm not complaining whatsoever, but I don't know, maybe it's the fact that a lot of the videos I have been watching recently are more like monthly spreads and they're sped up. It just feels like it's been taking forever. But I also think it's because it's my first bullet journal and I was trying to figure out all of the spacing and everything like that. But I'm having a lot of fun doing it. Somebody mentioned on Twitter, because I mentioned that I was doing the bullet journal thing, that I should do it with an audiobook so that I'm reading, because I mentioned that it was cutting into like the time I probably would have been reading, and that's completely valid. I'm currently reading Skyward. and the place that I do my audiobooks is Scribd, and Skyward's not on Scribd right now. Shame on them. But that is definitely something I could see myself doing when I do an audiobook, because I'm planning on doing this reading bullet journal now, and I'll probably have to set up every, you know, month, like before that month happens. So maybe I should probably pick out at least an audiobook a month that I can probably read or listen to, I guess, while I'm making that spread and everything work. But yeah, I'm very, very excited. I do think I still probably have a few more days worth of putting everything together for that. But I'm also very excited to get to use all of my stickers from the Stickii company. They're like Stickii Club stickers, I think is what it is, because I've been getting those for the last few months and not really had anywhere to put them, and now I will. My only problem right now is I seem to be making all of my spreads like very straight and black and white and haven't used much color, and I don't even know how I'm going to necessarily incorporate the stickers, but I really want to, so I will make that happen. We shall see. But yeah, we're gonna have dinner. I've been talking for a while now for almost no reason. I haven't finished my book and I'll probably do more reading at bedtime like I normally do, but so far so good.
Yeah, you got Cracker.
We were so blurry at first, but as soon as he saw me pull this camera out, he started giggling like this. He's doing like a fake laugh lately. Yeah. So it is Saturday afternoon at like 3 p.m. and I just got back from going to like PetSmart and Target and the store. Oh, I love you too, my baby. With Leon, because yeah, Presley stayed with Yaya and Nai because we don't let him go out because of COVID, because he's way too young to wear a mask. His lungs are not fully done developing, and I don't think they are until like 2. Oh, he's trying to get my phone. No. Until he's like 2, so we don't want him to go out and do that kind of stuff. But we had to go, one, to get groceries. Hey. I put him down, he's crying. Let me get him. Is that better? You see with mommy? But basically what you see like all the middle-aged white people doing in movies and dragging our kid on an RV road trip. I'm not middle-aged yet. Leon's probably getting there, but because of everything, he wants to take a vacation, especially since his parents are still stuck here. They haven't been able to go back to China yet, and everybody's a little bit bored. So we're gonna be taking an RV road trip just for, you know, a few days. I think it's like 2 nights total, so that we can sort of do stuff by ourselves. I'm going to vlog more like what I used to do before COVID happened and we weren't allowed to really leave, and I'm gonna be vlogging our vacation road trip thing. Probably won't have much reading, although I am planning on reading books, bringing books with me, but that is going to be something separate from the reading vlogs, so you don't have to watch it unless you really want to. But because of that, I haven't read yet today. I was watching him earlier while we were sort of planning some stuff out, and then we went and got stuff. We had to get a harness for the dog and some booties so that he can walk around while we're there without having to worry about burning his feet or anything, because we are taking the dog with us. And then we also had to get a new car seat for this guy because he's getting a little too tall for his infant one. So we got a really nice convertible one. It's like a Graco Forever Deluxe or something, so it's going to be able to change all the way from the infant seat, because he is still facing backwards, obviously. Definitely do that until they're at least 2, and then it will change all the way through a booster seat. So this is like our last, hopefully, car seat that we will have to purchase. But I did read just over 200 pages of Skyward last night, and I'm planning on finishing that today. I was actually hoping to finish it before bedtime, and I'm going to be reading this afternoon, so hopefully, because I have less than 200 pages left. But I really, really enjoyed it. The one thing I will say is, like, I'm enjoying it. It's very easy to get into. I like the writing style, I like the story, I like our characters, but the one thing I'm not fully jiving with, I guess, is the way the, like, spaceship battles sort of are written. They don't feel like there's any sort of urgency. There's no, I mean, I guess there is some sort of action, but it doesn't feel, no. He's grabbing all of my stuff I have over here, and he's gonna get mad. We're gonna go past it really quick. It just doesn't feel like the spaceship battles have any sort of consequences, which I know is not true. We've had some deaths of characters, but it doesn't really feel like it's written in such a way that there's like urgency or consequences or like anything big like that. I think he's getting cranky and it's probably gonna be nap time again, so I will talk to you guys later.
Yeah, you got Cracker! Yeah, good baby!
Okay, it is Sunday morning, and I did finish Skyward last night, in between editing some of this vlog actually to go up on Monday. I think I took the last 75 pages to bed with me because I had edited this vlog up through Thursday and was just getting tired and was like, I need to finish this book. And I think I'm going to give it a 4 stars. I feel like every book I've read, actually, that is true. I don't feel like it. It is true. Every book that I have finished this week so far, 1 has been purple, but 2 has been a 4 stars. Out of those, I'm currently feeling like Geekerella might be slightly lower. I still don't think it's a 3 or anything. It might be closer to 3.5. But I didn't love that one as much as the sci-fi books, and that could just be because it's a contemporary, so I'm going to leave it at a 4 star. We're just going to say that. I really enjoyed the writing style of this. I really enjoyed our main character of Spensa. I think the biggest issue that I've had, which I know I have already mentioned, is that for whatever reason, the fighting in the jets, spaceships, I think they're spaceships, they're actual, like, they don't go into space, but I think they're spaceships, was not, I don't know, it just didn't seem to have as many high stakes, even though technically it could, because there were people that died. I did enjoy the last, like, big battle in here better, but the writing for those actual battle things just didn't seem to have the urgency that I guess I'm used to with space battles or fighting in general. So while I loved this book, that was the one thing I didn't really enjoy. Like, I don't know. That was the one thing, because like the writing style and everything was great. I loved the characters. I'm very much looking forward to the second one, which I actually do have on my TBR shelf. It's not on my TBR for this month, so we'll see when I get to it. And I'm very curious about that. I do feel like there was the hints of a romance going to happen later in the series, and I'm not mad at that. I would actually really love that to happen because, like, it's a very interesting combination and I want to see where that goes. We'll see if that happens. But yes, so 4 stars for that one as well. And then I do have 2 books left here. I don't even know if you guys could really see those, they're small. 2 books left for my Make Your Myth Taker TBR. So the next book that I have is going to be Die Fantasy Heartbreaker. So this is the first volume of Die by Kieran Gillen. This is a graphic novel, comic bind up, and so it'll go by pretty quickly. I think my phone fell out of my pocket. I'm pretty sure this one is for like a 5-star prediction. Hi. Chew your food, baby. This one is a 5-star prediction. I have loved all of the graphic novel comic bind-ups that Kieran Gillen has worked on, and this is one that has to do, I guess, with some sort of like D&D game where I believe these kids go into it. I think like Jumanji, and this is like 30 years later when only 5 had returned. Yeah, in the 90s, 6 teenagers disappeared into a fantasy role-playing game, only 5 returned. Nearly 30 years later, these broken adults are dragged back to discover the game isn't finished with them yet. So it gives me like Jumanji vibes, but also like D&D role-playing. Like, I don't know, this character right here just really reminds me of like Varric from Dragon Age. I don't know why. But that is my goal for today. If I can get to the last book on this TBR, I will. But we'll see about that. Hi! And we have now finished Die Fantasy Heartbreaker. So this is volume 1 of Die. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I have given every single book this week 4 stars, which is just sort of crazy for me. I mean, I guess that means that nothing was bad, it just wasn't a full 5 stars. So this one is very interesting because it's basically exactly like what I told you at the very beginning of the story. The 6 teenagers somehow get sucked into a game that one of the kids had created as sort of a birthday present for another one. They each sort of made up their characters and they each get a specific die. So like a D4, I think a D6, there's a D20 obviously, so there's different ones for different characters, and then they end up coming back, but there's only 5 of them, so one of the kids is missing, and then it just sort of skips to that like 30 years later. They're like all 40 something, some of them have kids, some of them are divorced. It's very much like modern day middle-aged problems, and they find the die of the kid that didn't make it back, and they get sucked into the D&D game again. I'm a little bit confused as to what's going on, which I think is why I'm giving it a 4 instead of a 5. There are references to like J.R.R. Tolkien stuff. They mention orcs and hobbits, but none of it is actually like orcs and hobbits. They mention the elves, but there's not really like, there's like 1 elf in here, so I don't fully know about that, which is why it's not a full 5, but I'm still very interested. I have the 2nd volume, which I'm planning on hopefully reading later this month, because I do want to read it and sort of figure out what's going on. The art style is not my favorite because it's a little bit, not even necessarily sketchy, but it's just in a sort of like more, I guess, it almost looks like more like paintery art style. And so it's just not something that I'm into as much. I do feel like there's LGBTQ characters in here. There is one girl character who it does mention as in her like her older 40-something-year-old self that she has divorced her husband, I believe, and she had a girlfriend, so she's probably bi. And then there is our main character whose name is, I don't want to like get this wrong, but at the beginning of the book they mention that his birth name was Dominic, and he goes by Ash, and then later in the book when he's 40-something he's Dominic again, but when they go back into this world he's Ash. But he's also a female character and has a relationship with guys. So I don't know if maybe Ash is bigender or fluid, or I have no idea. One of the characters has asked Ash about all of that and the relationships that when she's a girl that she has with guys, and they sort of avoided the answer, so I'm wondering if we're going to get into that maybe in the second volume, but I did like that thrown in there. I do like when we have sort of non-hetero, straight, cis characters, and it's put into the story without, you know, it having to be a big deal. Although I would like to know more about how to address this character. I do feel like even though in the fantasy world Ash is portrayed as a girl, I do feel like they also talk about him as a him, so I would like to know a little bit more on how to address it, even if I should just start talking about them as they. But otherwise, I did like it. It's a 4 stars. I'm very much excited for the next one, and it is now Sunday at about 4. This is going to be my last clip for this vlog because I do need to edit this vlog. I don't know if I'm going to pick up a book tonight, but if I do, I will talk to you guys about it in my next vlog.